Hi everyone, Ariel with Arielpaints. Today's video is going to be all about glitter. I have been getting so many questions about glitter, gel versus cream, what I use, and I'm gonna try to clear up a lot today for everybody. I was surprised that there's so much confusion and so many requests around glitter, but I think if you're a new face painter, it can be very, very confusing. So I'm gonna go through all of my glitter collection. I'm also gonna go through my gems, what I do for just a glam bar setup at festivals if I'm just doing gems and glitter and not face painting. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, and I'll swatch some things for you guys as well, talk about where I get my glitter and what the brands are, and when I'm mixing glitter, what I do. So it's going to be all things glitter. So I really hope this clears up a lot of your questions. Really quickly before I get into this, I do want to mention that I know there's some specific laws going into effect in the EU around bio glitter and that becoming a standard and a regulation for using glitter in cosmetic industries. So depending on where you are in the world, I would recommend looking into those laws, making sure you're compliant and that you're using the kind of glitter that's allowed. Bio glitter, of course, is better for the environment. I will admit that my kit is not filled with bio glitter. My collection has been amassed over many years now, some of which was before bio glitter was even an option. So I'll slowly move to bio glitter. But if that is important to you, or you are in a region where it is legally necessary, please be mindful of that and make sure you're looking at the laws and that you are compliant. So, all right, now let's get into it. All of my glitter is currently in a mini Craft and Go. This is the smallest version of the Craft and Go. I originally purchased this thinking I was going to use it for birthday parties and have a really, really small paint kit. And then one day I filled it with glitter and I never looked back. So it is my glitter kit. So I have a lot of glitter magnetized to the top here, some of my smaller glitter containers, my liquid bling. I have all my applicators that I usually just set on this shelf so that I can easily access them. It does come with this little top shelf in the bottom, which I realize in the future I could absolutely do face paint magnetized to this and a few brushes and have a mini kit that would be really nice. So I'll probably do that in the future. I just haven't gotten that far. Right now it is serving its purpose as a glitter and glam bar very, very well. So I bring this to events that I'm face painting at alongside my big Craft and Go with all my face paint. I have a little tray table that I set up and I put this on because the mini Craft and Go does not have legs. So you do need a table to put it on. I'll link the table I use in my Amazon storefront so that you guys can see it if you want to. It's just a little like food tray table, and it's lightweight and it works really, really well. Okay, so the top of my Craft and Go, I have all of my smaller glitters. They are all magnetized so they stick and I can move them around easily. Sometimes I throw these in my larger kit too as I'm using them if I have a design I'm doing that day that has a ton of the same thing. Most of the glitters on the top are wax-based, which means it's a little bit of a harder paste and not a gel cream consistency. I've got American Body Art creams, I've got the Gypsy Shrine glitters, Vivid glitter, and some other loose glitters that I have mixed myself. The Gypsy Shrine, I do not believe is making glitter any longer. I purchased a ton of glitter from them years ago. They have some really, really unique, beautiful glitters, but I don't think they're doing it anymore. So luckily I still have like a really good stock of their stuff because I love them. So there's chunky glitters up here as well as fine glitters. The chunky glitters that are wax-based are really, really nice to put over paint. So this is something I think newer face painters get really confused about, is when you have paint on a child's face and you want to put glitter over the design, using a wax-based glitter is going to allow you to spread glitter out over the paint And since it's a wax, think of like chapstick consistency. You can spread it, and it's not going to reactivate the water-based paint underneath. So this is how people get that look of glitter going right on top of paint and not ruining their designs. I have a ton of gel-based glitters down here, so I'm going to grab one to show you the difference. This is an American Body Art Pixie paint, and it is more of a gloopy consistency. So you can see it's really gloopy, right? I use these plastic spatulas with either. Particularly like them for the wax base because these are stiffer, so you can really dig into the wax base and get them, but I use them for these as well. So for comparison, I'm going to take some of this gel-based glitter and I'm going to go over my paint, and if I do one swipe, you're not going to notice it as much. Let me try to get in there, but if I start moving this around even a little bit, you see what's happening? It's reactivating that paint because there's too much moisture in that gel. So you only, and see it's gloopy and gross. So you do not want to use gel-based glitter over paint. You only want to use the gel base around designs or strategically. The cool thing about the wax is that if you rub hard enough, it's going to come off. It really, really sticks to your design. So that's the biggest difference. I get that question a lot, and I think there's a lot of confusion around those two types of glitters. There's so many beautiful chunky glitters, and I use them all. It's hard for me to pick a favorite. I love this neon green yellow one from Vivid Glitter. I use this one a lot. I do use them with these little plastic spatulas or applicators. I have these in my Amazon store. They're just really nice to kind of dig in there. You can use your fingers as well, but it just doesn't seem as like sanitary to me or as professional to use my fingers. So I don't always do that. I try to use an applicator. So most of these are chunky glitters. I have a few of these American Body Art fine glitters that are in a paste, which I love using over eyelids. Instead of always spraying a design down, sometimes I want the glitter to be a little bit more precise. This one is Stardust, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So sparkly and so pretty. I'm sure the camera is not going to pick this up and do it justice, so you'll have to kind of trust me a little bit here, but it's also worth mentioning that make sure you're getting any glitter you use from a professional site that is cosmetic glitter. Craft glitter is cut differently, and it is not meant for the face or for the eyes. So whenever you're putting glitter on kids, make sure it's cosmetic. It truly is different and very, very important to make sure it's cosmetic glitter. I also have some liquid bling in my kit. This is like the puffy paint of the glitter world. I really only use this for like Halloween appointments or on adults. It's fun and you just kind of draw it on, but it is a gel base, so it can smear easily. And if it is a little kid and they touch it before it dries, it's gonna ruin the design. And since it's like puffy paint, it takes a while to dry. So I have a few of these in here. I've got a purple one somewhere too. I think that's downstairs. I use them sparingly. Definitely not a necessity to have in your kit, but if you're trying to get a specific look, they can be pretty cool. I have a couple of these small ones up here that were samples from American Body Art that they sent me when I purchased some glitter from them, but this gave me a fun idea and I tried it this summer at a music festival and it worked so well. I purchased these containers off of Amazon, hundreds of them, for dollars. They were so cheap. And I filled them with glitter and I sold them for like $1 a piece. I put them out close to the front of my booth. And not only did people snag them and buy them because they wanted to put glitter on themselves or they wanted to take glitter with them, but it also opened up conversations with people. So they would go to buy the glitter and I would say, hey, do you want me just to put glitter on you or did you want that for later? Many times they said, oh no, will you just glitter my entire body? And I said, sure. So that dollar sale ended up being a $5, $10, $15, and sometimes $20 body glitter sale instead of them just picking up one of these. I also gave these away to like every little kid who walked into the booth, and the parents were so happy that they were buying stuff for my friend. So it's just a really good way to kind of schmooze and talk to people and open up conversations if you're doing a full glitter bar. So highly, highly recommend filling these with glitter and selling them. Okay, so before we move to the bottom of my case, I usually stick my applicators up here. I use a lot of the small little plastic applicators. I use these smoothie blenders as well. I use the sponge side, but I also use the stick side for some of my pixie paint that are still in these jars because I have so much glitter. And I find it really easy to stick the end down and just pull out what I want. And then the applicator is a nice shape to move around on people's faces. And then for the body glitter, I got one of these from, I believe, American Body Art when I ordered my favorite glitter because I needed more of it. So I tried this out for the first time this summer at a music festival for bigger body glitter applications. And oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. So I'll show you guys how this works and what I use with it the most. Okay, so this is the inside of the bottom of my mini Craft and Go with all my other glitter. So tucked into the corner here, I have my fine glitter that are in my spritzers. I also have one of these that is filled with the Mama Clown clear glitter, which is my absolute all-time favorite glitter. I will link this. I believe it's in my glitter section on my Amazon storefront, but I will make sure because this is my most used glitter. I keep it in a little tub like this and I keep it in a spritzer. The spritzer is in my other case right now. This glitter, if you get no other glitter, this is the one I recommend. It is so sparkly and so beautiful, and every time I spritz it on people, it just shines and glistens in the sun. It's my all-time favorite. So I use this and fill one of these spritzers with it. There are two different kinds of spritzers you can get. I also have these linked in my Amazon storefront. There's the smaller version that just has a little sprayer and you just push and this poofs out the glitter. Or you have this one here that has the little nozzle that you push up and then you poof out. I like them both. The reason I have two different kinds is at some point one wasn't available and I needed another one, so I just grabbed that one. So whichever one was available at the time, I will show you guys what this looks like. You just want to really softly pump out the glitter. If you go too aggressive or too hard, it can really, really spray and you're gonna get too much. So you just softly push and poof out what you want. So I have gold, silver, I have this beautiful vivid glitter neon pink as well, and then I have the one filled with the Mama Clown. Those are the ones I use the absolute most. It does adhere and stick to paint even when it's a little dry, but if you really, really want it to stick when your butterfly base is wet or you've done sponge work, that's when you want to spray the glitter. Now I also have a glitter tattoo kit that has some of these, so I want to show you guys. A lot of people will use these kind of poofer bottles to spray glitter on the face. I don't love this. This does not have a lot of control for me, so I don't prefer this kind of style of poofer bottle, but you can get these as well from different face painting shops. So you might see this instead of a bottle like this or one with the little nozzle. So my main glitters down here, I have a mix again of gels and of the cream base. When I was doing Pride Fest for the first time a couple years ago, I really wanted more of like a true Roy G. Biv glitter. And I was having a hard time finding just like true red and true primary green and true primary blue. So I ended up finding a gal who I've bought stuff from years prior, LG London. She's in the UK and she sells bulk glitter. So I ordered specifically some glitter from her. It came in these containers, but it came as loose, chunky glitter. And I wanted it to be cream. I wanted it to be cream, or also called wax base. So those two will be interchangeable when I speak of cream and or wax base. She would pre-mix it with gel for me, which would have been the more watery based liquid version, and I didn't want that. So I had her send them to me just as bulk glitter. And then I purchased from the American Body Art shop their cream base, which is just like a wax. If you've ever done like any kind of body waxing before, you just put this in the microwave, you melt it, you pour it into your loose glitter, you mix it up, and then it hardens and it becomes a paste. Let me grab one of my applicators. So this was all loose glitter, and you just kind of play with it to get the ratio you want. And then now I have a nice true red glitter. And this worked out really well. I'm really happy that I went to the trouble of kind of customizing those, because I had this very specific vision of what I wanted that glitter to look like for Pride Fest. So I'll show you guys a picture, because I ended up doing a lot of like Roy G. Biv looks on people for Pride. Now you'll notice some of these have magnets on the top. I made such a rookie mistake when I was filling this kit and I put the magnets on this side and then I put them down in my kit like this without even thinking. And I know better. I have done this long enough. I mean, I totally, after I did it, was kicking myself. I'm like, I totally know not to do that. So at first, all of these were down this way, and when you were looking in, you couldn't really see what was there. Now, I know my glitter well enough that I knew what was there and could figure it out, but I've slowly just started turning these over and just left them like this. I'm prying off the magnets and fixing them. You'll see some of them have been fixed and on the other side, because eventually they kind of fall off, or you can kind of pick them off. But I used super glue as well. So some of them aren't going to come off right away, and it's fine. Since there is a little top shelf for this, every time I'm packing this up, I take the shelf part that has the magnet and I just place this down over it, and I close the lid and nothing really moves around. So it's perfectly fine, but I still kick myself every now and then, and I'm like, how did I do that? I just absolutely wasn't thinking. So anyways, LG London, I also have ordered some bling from her years ago. She makes the most gorgeous bling. I might have a few of her pieces left. If I do, I'll show them to you guys when I get to the bling portion of this. So I've got red, orange, yellow, permanent green. This is from her, and it's this turquoise, gorgeous. It has these little yellow stars and these hot pink hearts. Maybe my all-time favorite glitter. I go for this all the time. You can see there's like a well dug in there. So I'll also tell you guys that this stuff goes so far. It really, the life of these glitters will last you forever. I use this all the time, and even though I've made a dent in it, this is gonna last so long, it's crazy. But this is one of my absolute favorites. It's just gorgeous, and it complements so many designs. I have this beautiful dark blue, which the boys really, really love. There's a little bit of purple in it as well, but it's just so sparkly and so gorgeous. It can be hard to pick out glitter when you're not in person, but she also does lives and a lot of Facebook stuff, so she'll show you swatches. This pink is just beautiful. There's actually a bunch on her website too, which I will put below, that I want. She's got some really, really cool ones that I don't have and I really, really need. But as you can see, I have a lot of glitter, so I'm trying to tell myself to work through some of these before I buy more glitter, because I'm a huge component of not doing that to yourself when you have plenty of stock. Again, I'll show you guys her site and mention her again later when we're talking about bling. Now, most of these other ones are American Body Art. These are the Pixie paints. When I first started using Pixie paint, I got them in these smaller containers, which still go a long way, and I've been using these for years. They hold up really well. They don't dry out. It is possible for these to dry out if they're in containers, in some of these smaller containers, or in a container that's not as airtight. They can, but I find these have lasted a really, really long time. So I still have some of these that I'm working through, and then over time I'll just get rid of the smaller bottles. But if you're unsure, absolutely get the small sizes and test them out. I will show you guys some of my favorite colors though, if you're interested in the American Body Art ones. So these are the larger American Body Art containers. I think they recently changed these, which thank goodness. I was on their site getting one of my favorite ones, a refill, which is this Rainbow Bright. Is by far, like, if you don't know which one to get, this is the one I go through the most, and I've had to refill it multiple times. It's actually almost empty right now. So I went and got a refill of it, and it came in a smaller jar like this, like more of a round jar. At the time, I just emptied it into this one because this was what was in my kit and it was consistent. But I have to say, like, I don't like these jars. They're obviously, I've made it work in this because this is how my kit is, but I would much rather have these be round and the same size as the lid, because I could probably fit another container of glitter in here. So this pink I use often. It is gorgeous. It's pretty in pink. Valley Girl is one of the other ones that I have that is almost gone. So this one I use, see, it's hitting pan, which for one of my glitters is really unusual because these last forever. So I obviously use this one all the time. Love it for unicorns, princesses, the girls love it. This one is really gorgeous. This is the one I swatched earlier with Venus, which is another American Body Art cream base. So they're really similar, but just different bases. So this one I've actually used a ton of as well and is really beautiful. The one I maybe use the least is this Mardi Gras one. It's not my favorite. Every now and then an adult will gravitate towards it and ask for it, but I don't use this one very, very much. I also always tell people to dig through my glitter. If I have a shy kid, I will go, let's look at my glitter. And I tell them, you can touch it, pick out a color you like. I feel like it's a great icebreaker. Kids really get enthralled by it. Adults get so excited and they're always like, oh my gosh, look at all your glitter. So I encourage people to touch my stuff. It does not bother me. I know some face painters that would absolutely drive nuts, but it doesn't drive me crazy. I will let kids paint with my stuff, touch my stuff, help me clean my brushes, because that's fun for me. And I just think it really encourages their creativity and it's entertaining for me. So I like it. So I'm always sending kids over to pick out glitter. This one, the American Body Art Blue Monday, is wonderful for mermaids. I've been using that a lot this summer. And then always have the classic gold. This gold is gorgeous. One thing I'll say, when you do put them on their lid like that, the gels are going to fall to the lid. So very often when I'm opening these up, I will actually pull the glitter from the lid and not from the container, because this is full of glitter. So I'll just grab it right from the shallow part of the lid and then put it on the kids' faces and then just plop it down. It doesn't bother me so much. I think you just have to be aware of it. If you're not thinking about it and you open these up and then you just flip it, the chances of you getting glitter all over the place are pretty good. But I'm so used to it now. And again, it was just one of those things where, you know, I could have these this way, but I like to be able to see the glitter really easily, and it helps if I'm sending kids and adults over to look at the glitter that it's like this way. I'll mention too that I use the E6000 glue. I used to always use super glue, but I have super glued myself together so many times, and I am not kidding. My fingers have been super glued together countless times, and I finally told myself I had to stop using super glue. So I started using the E6000. I will link this in my storefront as well. It's haven't glued myself together with this one yet, so far so good. But eventually, as these pop off, I will replace them all. Rainbow Bright, by far my most used. I've gone through that multiple times. This one, what is it called? True Colors. This is kind of a hidden gem for me. You'll see this one is almost hitting pan too. It looks very unassuming and just like white clear glitter. When this is on the skin, it is the most beautiful and shiny and iridescent, lovely glitter, and I just find it magical and gorgeous. Often when I have an adult who's like, I don't know which color to get, or I don't know what to do, or I want something classy, I always tell them to do this because it actually picks up all these really beautiful tones of lavender and purple and green, and I just think it's gorgeous. So you can see I've used quite a bit of that one as well. Got classic silver, which I've used quite a bit of too. Before I move on from the gel-based glitter, I do want to mention that this is what I use when I do glitter in hair, and you can use it in beards as well. And then I've got these Gypsy Shrine ones. I have this in gold also. Again, this is from my Gypsy Shrine stock. I made a huge order at one point, and it's just still, I still just have a ton of Gypsy Shrine glitter. And it was really gorgeous. I don't know why they stopped making glitter or why they stopped selling it, but this is just beautiful, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it fully. The reason I love the Gypsy Shrine stuff is because they usually had a bunch of different cool shapes. So this one has a bunch of little stars in it and some larger hexagons and smaller diamond shapes, and it's just chunky and beautiful and gorgeous. One of my all-time favorites, which again I still have a ton of, thankfully, is this Gypsy Shrine body glitter. So this stuff I mixed on my own with cream, and this I believe was called Multi-Mix, and it's this huge chunky glitter. I love it for music festivals. I end up putting it on people a lot because it's just these giant hexagons, and you can cover a lot of skin with it. It's multicolored, it's super, super shiny and really effective. It mixes well with other stuff too, so I always mix some clear with it, or while this is still kind of wet with the cream, because the cream's gonna feel, it's gonna feel moist to the touch until it's exposed to air and dries, but it's not gonna smear the paint the way gel will. So while it is still creamy, you can spray it with the fine glitter, and it's gonna stick to all of that cream base. So that way you get an extra layer of really, really shiny, glittery fun. So I love layering them. It's like being a little mixologist, but with glitter. A really fun thing to do too, which I discovered kind of by accident, is if you have a bunch of glitters together and you just start mixing them all together, you get this really unique mix of glitter. This is something that me and my clients found out after days of them being at a festival and coming back and getting more and more and not really washing it off, is by the end you have this crazy custom insane mix of glitter, and it ends up being really, really fun. So another fun thing I have in my kit is the mica flake from the face painting shop in the UK. I've used this in a few videos, and the container of this is downstairs in my studio filled with mica flake. I cannot use this stuff fast enough and it just never goes anywhere. It just lives on and on and on. So it is like gold flake that you would get if you ever did stationery or crafts or anything like that, but it is for the face. So I'll usually wet a paintbrush and put it on that way and do it a little bit more strategically, but you can also just dip your finger in and pat it on. The cream base is still wet enough if you've got a gel base or whatever you want to use it with. And I do leave this in my kit because it's so unique and so fun. So when I have an opportunity to use it, I do. I put it in this container though with very, very little product in it. If you can, I don't know if you'll really be able to see through that, but it's almost like a quarter full because it's so light and airy that the wind will just whip it away. So you have to be really careful when you're using it. So I love my cream-based and wax-based glitters, but one of the reasons why I still have so much of the gel-based glitter is for festivals when I'm doing body glitter. The cream base is great, but you have to work a little harder at spreading it out. The gel based, if someone comes up to me and says, okay, I want this and I want it on my arms and my chest and I want it on my face and I want it everywhere, I can take a larger applicator, and I have absolutely done this just with my hands, scooped and just rubbed it on people, but a little bit more professional to have an applicator. So I can take this applicator, I can pull up like a huge amount of this gel-based glitter, and within seconds, absolutely cover someone with glitter. And it is so fast and so easy. So this is what I did this summer at festivals and found it amazing. The other thing I love about it, imagine this is the corner of someone's face. I could also take this and really strategically just dab enough on the around the corner of the eye and then take the tip of this applicator and just sweep and push it in a little crescent right where I wanted it to be. So I could really strategically go from doing the nicest little crescent moon of glitter and then just cover somebody with glitter, all with one applicator in a matter of seconds. So I also want to mention that I do mix some of my gel-based glitters as well. I have used the Global Body Art gel base in the past, so you can get any chunky glitter you want and decide whether you want it to be wax-based or gel-based, or maybe you want the same glitter in both forms. Totally fine. Global makes this one that has some glitter pre-mixed in it, which I like because more glitter the better. It just gives everything a little bit more dimension. But they also have a clear one without any glitter, so you can use that one too. So feel free to be creative with it and mix your glitters however you would like. All right, let's talk about the glam and gem portion of our glitter glam bars. I used to carry this individual container with me a lot with individual gems and these cute little flower gems, and I would stick individual gems on with glitter glue. That was not very practical, so that didn't last for very long. So I bring with me a binder, and it is literally just a binder. I have these little divider sheets in here, the little plastic sheets that you would use. And I set this out on a table, or I just pull it out when people want something special or super glitzy and glammy. Most of these were made by Andrea with Creative Faces, who is absolutely lovely and brilliant and talented and the sweetest gal in the world. I have made bling in the past. I'm not good at it. She made me a bunch of these for Pride, which are awesome and so cool. And I still have a ton left over. I made kind of a larger purchase from her, and I've just been slowly going through it. She makes these really cool ones with feathers. Here, I'll pull some of these out for you guys so you can see them. Speaking of Andrea, she also makes these really cool glitter sticks that are like a chapstick applicator, and they have the cream wax based in them. She makes tons of different colors, so if you're going to go check out her gems, check out these too because they're very, very cool. I wear them often at gigs to attract people into my booth and get them to ask me for something kind of special and cool. So she makes a ton of these. She's really good at it. I've made bling in the past. I am not good at it. I suck at it. So I just buy them now from other people. Some of these too were from Acacia Tanner. I bought some bling from her at one point. I did buy bling from LG London as well at one point, years and years and years ago. I think I still have some in here. Yeah, I think some of these are from her and they are amazing, but a lot of these are Andrea. I also get some from Amazon. I'm going to show you guys those actually in a second here. I have a whole kit of those, which were a huge hit. So these are me making gems. I'm not good at it. It's not my forte, not my cup of tea. I don't have the patience. These aren't like awful, but they're certainly not good. Compared to these from Andrea, look at these wings. Look at those butterfly wings. And then look at what I made. Wah wah. These are so much better. Okay, so, oh, my cat wants to say hi. Sorry, guys. Emmy Lou, could you not? Please don't. Billy, will you call Emmy? Okay, so Andrea makes them much, much better than I do, so I would just go buy them from her if I were you. She builds hers on medical tape, so this is sticky, which is how she adheres them to the sheet, and then you pull this off, and then you simply grab the back of the medical tape, and you pull this off, and then you stick it to the face, and it sticks really, 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 really well. I barely pressed on that and it is sticking so well, which is also amazing because messing with glitter glue and messing with gem glue is a pain in the butt. Now I do keep glue with me because there are times where I have to re-stick something on. Sometimes the Amazon gems I use, which I'll show you guys, aren't as sticky. So there's little places where I like to put glue. This is my favorite gem glue. I will try to find it and link it down below, but it's hard for me to find. So when I find it, I tend to buy a bunch of them and just stock them up. But there's plenty of adhesives you can get, glitter gem adhesives. Mayron makes an adhesive. Just make sure that it is meant for gems. If you want to know more about gems and how to make really good, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's stuck on so well. I cannot believe it. Okay, if you want to know more about making gems or get all the advice in the world, go to the Facebook groups that specialize in making gems. That is just not my cup of tea. I, years ago, decided I rely on other people to do this for me because they do it better, but you can get really good advice on what glitter glues everybody likes or what gem glues everybody likes. All right, so I just let people go through my little mix of special gems here. Here's another sheet of gems that I made that is so sad and disappointing, so embarrassing. Here's another sheet. Now these are from LG London. I remember because, so this is me making gems, not good. And then these are hers. They're really, really beautiful, and she just has the coolest gems. So I think she still does this. I saw a post on her Facebook page not long ago with gems, but I prefer just to buy them from someone who is much better at it than I am. And I think those are Acacia Tanner gems. Maybe these are too. It's hard to keep track, but go into one of those gem groups in Facebook and you'll find all sorts of different people that make these, and you can buy them directly from them, or you can learn how to make them yourself. I'm sure there's some good YouTube videos on them. It's just not something I feel comfortable teaching you guys how to do because I am not good at it. Maybe I need to take a class one of these days. and I will work on it and let you guys know. But for now, I am buying them from Andrea and some of my other friends. Okay, so for my festivals this summer, what I did was use this Ronian case, which I've used for face paint in the past too. If I had to travel with face paint, I've used this. It's great. It's a makeup case, but it's just amazing for everything. So when you open this up, there is a spot at the top here. Let me show you. My cat is gonna sit on top of my craft and go for a while. See? Hi, Emmy. Say hi. She's very nosy and wants to know what's going on. All right, so this Ronian, let me get this back in center here. I want to show you guys this whole case because if you need a small face painting case, this is really great. It has a spot at the top for brushes. It has a little area here so that you can stick things like stencils. And let's see, I've got a little water container in here. It's a collapsible dog bowl so that I can do a quick. So I've used this a ton in the past for just face painting or when I'm doing a waterproof kit or something and I need a quick kit and I don't want to bring my craft and go. I just load this up. This is in my Amazon storefront as well. They have a bunch of different sizes. I stuck my Venmo code here and I'll show you guys my full setup and what it looked like to have everything out at the festivals I was at this summer so that you can see that. I show my sign in the video at the end of this too, but you cannot see my pricing guide, so wanted to throw this in here. You can see I was charging $10, $15, $20+, but really I custom quoted everyone. I told them to tell me what they wanted and I kind of threw out a number starting at around $10 plus. Some people I charged $25, $30 if they were getting some of the custom gems as well. So no one balked at the pricing. Most people tipped me. So I do think my pricing was in line with the industry and with what people are paying at festivals. So when I got to my festival, I just opened this up and then I arranged my stuff. And look here, here's the American Body Art container. See, this was my refill container and I just filled up the other one, but they are round now. So over time, as I use those up and I can replace them with these round containers, much better. Whoever made that decision at American Body Art, thank you. So obviously I had it in here from that festival this summer when I was doing refills. I must have just tossed it in there. Okay, so I did a music festival this summer and the whole thing was body gems and adhesives, very Coachella vibes. I brought no face paint with me. I only did body gems and face gems. Over the last year, I have been ordering some of these from Amazon to test out, and I love them. They work really well. They're incredibly inexpensive. You can sell them to your clientele for a decent amount of money, and they work so well. And I have bought the expensive versions of these before, and when I say expensive versions, I mean $5 a piece, $10 a piece. These are just as good and they come in packs of 10 and 20 and then you can sell them for $5, $10 with glitter. So the margin on them is really good. They come in tons of different styles, head pieces, there's the body pieces. I really loved these hair gems. This summer, I wore these a bunch, really enjoyed those. They come in kind of smaller, more delicate, colorful ones. So this is what I did. I left these out on my table. I let people piece through them and they would pick something. I would apply these and then I do glitter around them. I do glitter on their chest, wherever they wanted it, and then I charge them for what they got done in the booth. So I will show you guys some pictures of some of these that I did on people so that you can see, and some of the looks that I did for myself this summer so that you can check that out. But I really love getting things from Amazon because I am lazy and I do things very last minute. So I like to be able to get something next day. If I'm doing festivals and I think I'm going to run out of something, I want to be able just to order it and get it turned around and get to me really, really fast. And that is what Amazon is for me. I buy everything from Amazon. So I will also say, as I'm showing you guys some of these pictures of my setup this summer and my booth at festivals, I will also tell you that I did ask people and remind people to scrape the glitter off. I always talk to people about removing product, whether it be face paint or glitter, when I'm working on them. So I did tell people just to scrape it off into the garbage, don't put it down the drain. And yes, I can't guarantee that they're going to do that, but I did try to tell people to do that. I also advise them that if they have glitter stuck on their skin or fine glitter that won't come off, using some tape and rolling it over the glitter is the best way to remove it. Sometimes putting water on glitter and trying to scrub it, you're just rubbing it around or pushing it deeper into the skin with your oils, and it does not come off. So until my kit is fully bio glittered, which probably won't be for some time because I don't see the point in throwing this glitter away simply to replace it with bio glitter. That seems even more wasteful than using what I have. So until I'm able to fully switch over to bio glitter someday and slowly do that, I just try to do my due diligence and ask people to please try to scrape it into the trash and do their best of disposing it. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it answered some of your questions. If you have more questions, please comment down below and ask, and I will do my very best to help. So thank you guys for watching.